All right, guys, before we jump in, let me introduce myself real quick. I'm Aaron. I've been filming for Matt for years now. I've watched him test over 40 plus saunas in freezing warehouses, cook himself in these sauna boxes, and somehow he still forgets to mention half of the important stuff I write down for him. So once in a while, I'm going to step in because someone has to. So in Matt's original video of this, there was a ton of great information, and I think you guys got a lot of value out of it. But the problem is as we all know, he's very long-winded. And the majority of the time, it's good. There's great information that comes from it. But the problem is that sometimes we don't need him to be long-winded. So today, I'm going to fix that. If you guys want the longer version of this video, you can go check it out. We fixed the Costco sauna. We fixed any underperforming sauna. But in this video, what I want to do, I want to slim this down into a quicker, cleaner version so that you guys get the info fast and can actually use it. So this all started with the Costco sauna. When Matt compared it to other offerings of the other 40 plus saunas he's tested, it didn't really do great. He's not going to say this, but it sucked. And he wouldn't say that. And so I just want to make sure, since I have control right now, I do say that. The biggest issue was the heat coverage. It's not terrible, it's just underwhelming. So it's slow heat up time, cold feet, all the things that he's mentioned in other videos about saunas that he thought weren't great. In this video, what we did was we found creative ways to fix that heater layout and get heat to the areas of the body that are, lacking. If you look at the FLIR footage, and if you don't know what that is, I didn't know either. Basically, it is, people will use it to check for mold in houses and stuff like that. But it shows differing heat zones, and you can see it very clearly on there. So blue is going to be for the cold zones. Red is, of course, going to be for the hot zones. So he ordered a bunch of heat lamps. He ordered a bunch of heating element fans and all of these contraptions to try to resolve this problem. And in today's video, we figured out which one of these items and which setup is the best to fix your underperforming sauna. And we used the Costco sauna because it sucks. But some of the items that we chose were a little impractical. Matt likes to go above and beyond and try the most ridiculous things. I don't know if you guys have noticed that on the channel. He's a little over the top. So he tried out a finished sauna heater. Yes, it works, but it also requires new wiring, new circuits, and probably an electrician. And at that point, you should probably just buy a better sauna. And then there was the patio heater. That kind of feels like sitting underneath the sun. It is insanely hot. You guys can't feel this in person, but I'm telling you, it was cooking him. So after we tried the patio heater, we realized pretty quickly that it wasn't going to be a realistic long-term solution. So we moved on. It works technically, but the heat isn't balanced, and it does not make the sauna feel more comfortable overall. So at that point, Matt started focusing on options that actually made sense without needing major electrical work done to the sauna or your home. The next thing he moved on to was mounting and placement, because once you add supplemental heat, where you put it matters a lot. There isn't much room inside of these saunas. After all, this is a one-person sauna that we're trying to do this to. You've got wiring in the walls, glass panels, and very little clearance. So you can't just mount things randomly and expect good results. So we moved on to testing clamp mounts and suction mounts. A lot of people like these because they're easy and they don't require drilling. And they're fine for testing. The problem becomes when you want to use them long term. So anything that requires suction to hold the heating element to the glass or wherever you stick it isn't something that I would personally depend on forever. Now, Matt says that he's done it before, and I trust that he has. But for me personally, in my own sauna, I'm probably not going to be using suction cups. So my own recommendation and Matt's recommendation when we were shooting this video originally is that they're for a temporary setup. Use them for testing, use them for getting a feeling for where you want the heat and where it feels best. Don't use them long term. After that, he moved on to the heat lamp setup. And this is where the solutions started really coming together. Instead of trying to turn this into a traditional sauna, the idea was to add supplemental heat where the heat was lacking. These heat lamp bulbs don't require much power, they're not expensive, and they're easy to position. You can aim them wherever you want. The direction is completely up to you. And in this sauna particularly, that's usually towards the lower parts of the body. So we tested different mounting positions and angles to see what actually felt right in practice. And that's what you're going to get from Matt in general. He's not going to show you some nonsense things that could theoretically work. He wants to try them out himself because he wants to know that if he's recommending this to you, that it actually is going to do what you would like it to do. Next was addressing the lack of heat near the floor. And this is a big issue in these saunas, and I would say that it's probably the only reason It's one of the only reasons I don't like them. There's just no heat source down there, and you're lacking. We already talked about this. You get the idea. So Matt started testing out small ceramic heaters placed low in the sauna, right next to the feet, routing the cords in different ways and trying different placements. And once you add a small amount of heat in that sauna, the experience overall just changes a lot. Your body warms up more evenly. You sweat more consistently. So once we got the heat in the sauna, we focused on circulation. Heat naturally rises and stays near the ceiling. That's normally why they put the thermometers in the saunas on the ceiling. So without airflow, all the heat is just going to kick back up to the top, which is exactly what the sauna is doing from factory. So we're trying to avoid that issue. Adding a fan, and the correct fan, I want to be sure you understand that, the correct fan, because those little tiny 4-inch fans are not going to push enough air to make a difference. Matt prefers to hardwire the fans so he doesn't have to keep worrying about the cords and changing them out and all that stuff. There's battery-powered ones and there's wired ones. He preferred the wired ones. I actually think that the battery-powered ones are kind of cool if you stay on it. There's no cords to do, so for the people out there that are just wanting to get this set up and they're willing to charge something, I think that's a good fix. And as we start getting this stuff set up, you really get a feel for how you can test this out. Because in this video, he didn't drill anything, and I want him to do that. I want him to do the finished version of this, and if you guys want that as well, please say it in the comments, because he doesn't do stuff unless you guys want it, even if I think it's a good idea. But the testing setup that he had is you clip the lamp to the top where the heaters are. You add the fan right below that, shooting the heat down. And then you run the cords temporarily out the door. And this is something that you can apply and try out for yourself. With the heat lamp up top and the fan in the middle, and then the heaters on the floor shooting heat straight at his feet, it works really well. And this approach saves people a ton of frustration, because the last thing that you want to do is drill a hole in your sauna, mount something, and then realize that's not really where I want it. After that was all set up, he went on to talk about more mounting options. And these are actually my favorite mounting options in this entire video for all the resolutions. It's a swivel mount. And I really like this idea, because if you put it in a certain area and you just for that day want a little bit more heat on a certain part of your body, the cool thing is that they rotate 360 degrees. You can do every angle you want. You can push them up higher into the ceiling. You can pull them down lower. I really like the swivel arms. I think that's the best option that he has here. And I think that they're also way cheaper than the suction cup mount. The flip side to that is they take more effort. It requires tools. You're going to have to drill holes, and you're probably going to have to route some wiring into the sauna itself, which is going to be a little bit, if you don't know what you're doing, it's going to be a little bit sketchy. I'll just be very clear about that. And I want to mention, just as Matt has mentioned in all the other videos, this is not manufacturer approved. So if you start drilling holes in your sauna, know that you're probably going to be holding on to that sauna. And most people won't even go this route. But for the ones that want to, and they want to have a really nice setup, this is probably the best option that we found. So with even a few of these things, the difference is going to be, it's going to be obvious. You're going to feel like the sauna is heating you evenly. It's going to heat up faster. The temperature is going to be higher. There's not going to be cold spots anymore. And it's going to feel much closer to how it probably should have worked originally. And effectively, you're going to take a $1,500 sauna and get the heat performance that you'd probably get, or maybe not exactly the same, but pretty dang close to the heat performance of an expensive high-end sauna that's going to be $5,000 or over. And that's really the main point of this. When you buy a sauna, you expect it to have a certain level of performance. You expect it to do the job that it was advertised to do. And the problem that we've found with these Costco saunas and any sauna that has the same heater layout as this is that you're buying something with the hopes that it's going to perform how you wanted it to, or give you the sweat or the detox that you're looking for, and you're kind of left with a subpar product. And that's not what we want. We want you guys to be able to get heat therapy. We want you to get the health benefits that we have both gotten from this stuff. And ultimately, we want you to live better lives because of this. So if you do have an underperforming sauna at your house, or you're kind of skeptical on whether or not you're getting the full benefits of infrared therapy, I would test some of these out. This is an under $200 fix to a major problem that these saunas have. And if you're shopping for a sauna right now, please, for the love of God, do not buy a Costco sauna. I know that Matt's never going to say that. I get it for some people. This is like the best option. So if this is, Matt's not going to say this though. And I'm going to say it because I have control of this video. If you're in the market, just look at the freaking LifePro. This is, I don't get paid a dollar from any of these companies, and neither does Matt. He doesn't get paid to say these things. This is my favorite part about working for Matt, and this is why I have continued to work with him over the years, is that he is brutally honest. And the fact is that just looking at the specs, looking at the dollar amount, looking at what you get for how much you spend, the LifePro is a better sauna. It is not a marginally better sauna. It is an overall much nicer sauna for a cheaper price. And if you get the right sauna, you don't have to do any of this stuff. There's no modifications later, there's no problems down the road, and there's no chasing some benefit that you may or may not be missing out on. If you guys like this video, and you like hearing from me, I don't know why, but tell Matt that in the comments. Go in the Facebook group, check out some of his stuff. It's really, really helpful. My favorite part about this channel is the fact that Matt genuinely does want you guys to get the same benefits that he got. I've watched this stuff change his life. I've watched him go from not sauning to sauning every other day or 3 to 4 times a week. And I see the benefit. I see him be mentally sharper. I see the benefit in his life. I see the benefit in my own life. And I would like for you guys to have that as well. And I don't want you to spend a bunch of money that you don't have. So there's options like the DIY sauna that he does. I love that course. I think it's fantastic. I think it's super helpful to you guys. There's stuff like the LifePro. If you don't want to spend more than, $1,200, buy that stupid thing. It's nice. It'll get shipped to your house. Packaging is nice. The look of it is nice. The lights are good. Everything about it is awesome for the price. And if you want to know my personal favorite sauna, it's the sauna that I personally own. I use this. I have it in my house. It is the Heavenly Heat Eco. My wife loves it. I love it. It's been awesome. I would definitely go check that out. But that wraps up this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and let Matt know that Aaron did a good job.